Hi, this is Andrea Justice with Restoring Faith in America, an initiative of First Liberty Institute. And I am here in beautiful Sweetwater, Texas, talking to people about how they have restored faith in their community. We're currently running an initiative to encourage people to put up nativity scenes and menorahs across their communities in public locations like courthouses and city halls. And there's been a brave woman in Sweetwater who worked with other people in her community to get a wonderful nativity put up, and so we're going to talk with Phyllis Morris about that experience and why she felt led to do that in her community.
I belong to a group called the Women's Forum, and I had always thought that we needed something here in the courthouse, at the courthouse for Christmas. And of course, with some of the laws in the land, that became rather difficult. You had certain considerations you had to use to make it possible. But a few years ago, there was another court case that kind of abandoned the details that used to be required, so we were free and lawful to be able to do that. Before I did this, I made the motion at our meeting that we have a nativity set, and it was voted unanimously to be able to put it here. So the next step was to contact the county judge who I talked to, and he said yes, it would be all right. Then he said he needed to get the approval of the county commissioners. Well, I decided it would be a good idea to have it in writing. Yeah. In this day and age, you're just never sure, because I didn't know if there would be any problems. I hope not, but as it turned out, there wound up being one. So I guess recently, right after Thanksgiving, there was a letter to the editor by a malcontent, if you want to say, that disagreed with having the nativity scene on the courthouse, and she wanted to have it removed. Consequently, there was a lot of commotion among different peoples and different organizations, so the county commissioners called for a public hearing. And that public hearing basically was, I guess, to let the lady who didn't want it, let her objections be known. But at that meeting, I guess many of the churches had heard about it and had let the word out, so the courthouse was full and overflowing, even through the halls, clear down to the entrance of the building. So it was a wonderful turnout, and there was no decision made at that time because they had already made the decision. They just were letting the lady let her voice be heard, and our voices were also heard.
Great. So tell me a little bit about where you got the nativity. Did you raise funds for it? Like, how did it come to get placed here ultimately?
Well, I thought this would be the best place for it myself, somewhere around the courthouse area. Our Women's Forum has a sell raffles at the craft show we have the first part of December every year. And that is one of our major fundraisers. There are also donations. Not only was this a project, but we usually have something to try to beautify the town or help the town with civic improvement. But the funds basically are raised by donations or by selling raffle tickets. This year we raised, I'm not quite sure how much, but probably about $1,200 or $1,500, maybe a little more. And then we give a $500 reward for the one that wins. So this was actually more than that. It was probably double, triple. We had some money from the previous year that we hadn't spent. So when I realized that, hey, I did a little research online, actually last year at the craft show, Lita McEachern and I were sitting there selling tickets, and we started talking about it then, and started getting online and looking at different things, and were surprised at the cost of some of the better ones. Yeah. Because we wanted something that was substantial. So with last year's money and the previous year's money, we were able to afford this, also with some contributions.
Well, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being bold in your faith. Thank you for stepping out there and being a light in your community. And you are such an inspiration to so many. So
thank you.
We so appreciate.
I just want God to give the glory on this.
And thank you, Phyllis. We are so excited to have had so many people join us for our first Faith Blazer Holiday Challenge. We've had pictures sent in from all over the country, from West Virginia, from right here in Texas, and of course you probably have heard for the very first time there was a nativity put up at the U.S. Capitol. So we invite you to join us. Become a Faith Blazer. Go to rfia.org and sign up. We will send out challenges throughout the year, encouraging you all to express your faith in the public square.